Hi everyone, I wanted to come on here and discuss our Unit 4 assignment with you guys. So I know, oops, sorry, let me log in. I just want to help walk you guys through this because I know there's quite a lot of steps. So here is our assignment 4. This is, the Unit 4 assignment for your nutrition report. So if you guys scroll down, there's going to be parts 1, 2, and 3. Part 1 is going to be your food journal, so that should just be a Word document where you put day 1, day 2, and day 3 all together. So it should just look like this: day 1, day 2, and day 3. You can copy it over from wherever you had it previously so that it is actually working and we can properly have the format there so that I can look at that. That's the first thing that you're going to submit for part 1. Part 2 is going to be a screenshot of your Cronometer. It should look something like this. You do need to include the energy summary up here. You do need to include your nutrition targets, and it needs to have all of your macro and your micronutrients. So your general carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. If this needs to come in multiple screenshots, you can submit multiple screenshots. No problem. You can submit 3 screenshots, 5 screenshots, however small your screen is that you need as many screenshots to show your whole nutrition report. That is how many you submit. So that's part 1 and part 2. You have a Word document with your food journal. You have all of the screenshots that you are submitting. As a screenshot, please do not export it as an Excel file. That's just, I know that I can read it, but it's not easy to read and it takes longer. So please make sure that is just a screenshot. And then part 3 is going to be where you take all of that information and you're going to put it into the tables. But in order to use that information, you need to make sure that your nutrition report is correct. So when you're using the Cronometer on the diary that you come back to, so you've come back here, you need to put in your 3 days of your food journal. The only thing about the free version of Cronometer is that it does not do a nutrition report unless you have put in within the last 7 days. So I know that your first assignment was due more than a week ago, and that's probably when you put your food into the Cronometer. So this is where you are going to have to do a little bit of extra work. So if your dates that you put your food journal into the Cronometer are not within the last 7 days, you're going to have to copy them over. And you can choose the last 3 days. I'm not grading you on which date is correct. It just needs to be 3 separate days that are tracked. So you can come over here to the dates and put in December 16th, December 17th, December 18th, whatever, or, today's the 24th. So you can put in today's, you can put it in yesterday's, the 23rd, and you can put it in as the 22nd. So those need to be within the last 7 days from the day that you are printing out or that you are making your nutrition report on those 3 days. So if you've put in your breakfast, you logged whatever food, if it's going to let me log. So I'm going to add whatever, an apple for my breakfast, some chicken breast, and some bacon. Cool. A lot of protein there. So I put in whatever food for the day. Once I'm done, I'm going to come up to these 3 buttons and I'm going to mark the day as complete. Do not mark it as complete until after you've put everything in for your breakfast, lunch, dinner, any of the snacks, and the drinks that you have put in. Once you are done putting all of that in, mark your day as complete, and then it will be complete. Now you're going to come over to the trends portion. You're going to click nutrition report. This is where it's going to make sure that it says the last 7 days, because that is the only free thing. If we go any more than that, then it's going to ask you to pay and sign up for the gold account that you just saw. If you are putting the 24th, so today, you need to include today so that it's include today and whatever for the last 7 days instead of the days prior. So that makes sure that It's the last 7 days. It's all the days that you put in, the 3 days of the food journal. And then you are going to click completed days because you have only completed those 3 days. If you put extra stuff into the other days because now you're using the Cronometer to track your daily intake, that's fantastic. But for this assignment, we only need those 3 full food journal days, and you can mark them complete, and then those will make up your nutrition report. That way, this says December 18th to December 24th, and this has given me an average of all 3 of those days. And this is the data that you are going to use. So this is the screenshot that we're taking, this screenshot, and this screenshot down here to make sure I have everything. Obviously, I hope that yours has more calories consumed and more remaining, or maybe less, but more consumed at the very least. So you guys will have more bars filled. And these are the data points that you are using. So after you've made that nutrition report, you have screenshotted all of it. You have your food journal. So you're done with step 1, part 2, and we're now on part 3. Part 3 is going to open and give you this Word document in order to fill in. And it has a few steps as well. So in table 1, we're going to fill out calories consumed, calories burned, and remaining. We can go back to our nutrition report and we get that from here. Consumed, burned, remaining. Just fill in those spots. 2, percentage of total calories for our macronutrients, carbohydrates, fat, and protein. This should equal 100%. If it doesn't, we're probably under eating. And that is going to come from here. Protein, obviously I only put in like 3 pieces of food. So 15%, 4%, and 7%. I hope yours are higher. Percent. Great. Then we move on to the micronutrients. This is where we are actually going to have to open up these hyperlinks. So if you're on your laptop, you can right click and open that hyperlink for the vitamins and the minerals and the recommended daily intake for those. This is where you're going to fill out this long table down here. So for each nutrient, you're going to need to fill out the average intake. This is your personal intake. So the average intake, you're going to your Cronometer and you are going to the vitamins and minerals. So B1 for thiamine, 0.1 milligram. I'm going to go back there. For thiamine, I'm going to fill this column, 0.1, with my average intake. The RDA, or adequate intake, is going to come from the table that we just opened. So for thiamine here, I'm going to then look at the RDA for me. So I'm going down to female, I'm between 19 and 30 years old, and it is 1.1 milligrams per dosage for me. So I'm going to back to that table and I'm going to fill out 1.1 micrograms. And then for the tolerable upper limit, this is going to be that second upper limit. So for all vitamins, we have this one. For all UL, so upper limits, we have this one, and then minerals as well. So we can open this hyperlink, go to the tolerable upper limit intake levels for vitamins here, and we're still looking at thiamine. I am a female, 19 and 30, and it is ND, which means it's not determined. This means that they did a whole bunch of studies to see whether or not if you consumed too much thiamine, if there was a negative effect, and there was not. So ND is, there is not a determined upper limit, and so you're going to come over here and you're going to fill that out. There is not a determined upper limit for my gender and age group for this specific vitamin. You are going to do that for all of these, for your own average intake, for the RDA or AI that is shown on the table, and then for the tolerable upper limit for your gender and age group for each of these. Once you're done, remember that this is an assignment, so this does require a citation, an APA 7 citation. That can be your textbook, or it can be one of these websites if you would like to go through and cite one of those. And for that point, once you fill all of those steps out, you should be done. And then you are going to submit this Word document for your assignment. So there we go. Our part 1, your food journal. Part 2, your Cronometer screenshots. And part 3 is going to be that whole table Word document that you are filling out to the microgram for every vitamin and mineral. Once you submit all of those, then you're done for Unit 4, for the Unit 4 assignment. And if you guys have any questions past that, go ahead and email me and I will try and assist you. I really hope this helps, and I will see you guys soon.